Hey, what's up everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, on the walk back, man. Very nice energy there at the Thai restaurant. He made sure to check it, make sure there was no egg in it. I really appreciated that. And if the food's good, we'll be going back to Chai Tong Thai food. So don't know if it's good yet, but the vibes in the room was very sweet, man. I liked everybody there off the bat. So it's may become something that I do often if I like the rice here. And it's a lot of rice. It only cost $17. Didn't have a problem handing them a dub. It was a very good situation. So yeah, man, now I'm walking back. It's a beautiful afternoon. And you know, I have people on my mind who can't feed themselves right now. As I find myself very thankful to be able to hold what feels like a pound of rice. That's a lot of rice. I think about the people of Palestine who can't feed themselves right now. People of Palestine who've deliberately been deprived of food on purpose by people who have a lot. People who are very, very wealthy, who have the world rigged, who want to starve them of their food to kill them and take their land. Population that just so happens to have mostly children, which I think is a cruel, cruel reality. That their population is made up of more children than most populations in the world, and this just so happens to be the land that these people want to kill these people in and take their land and destroy them. I think that's one of the most cruel realities, and it speaks to the spiritual presence in this situation. And this is beyond humanity when you consider that they just so happen to want to destroy a country full of kids, man. It's mostly babies when you see what's happening there in Palestine, and I really want people to understand this. Because if you're wired to not care about children, then of course it's not going to bother you. But if you're somebody who loves children, and you keep hearing these people talking about Hamas this, Hamas that, you do understand that Hamas is essentially trying to defend a country full of kids. And the place is like a big ass daycare center. That's the part that people I don't think is really clear to the minds of most people who are not paying attention to the footage that's coming out of there. Every third body you see is a kid. Every third person that you see getting wheeled out or blown to bits is under the age of 10. And that's why I have such an affinity for this. If this was a situation where I didn't see any kids getting blown up, with all due respect to the love of humanity, my personal interest would not be the same. And I've heard the fight against that point of view, and I respect that. It's made me challenge myself a lot. And I appreciate those who take that stance to say, hey, grown men lives matter. Grown women lives matter. This is not just about the children. Talk about the men, and I respect that. It's just not the point of view that I'm passionate about. It's the kids that I'm passionate about seeing not die, not suffer, not be blown to bits, not have pieces and limbs off of them before they turn 3. They have to live their whole lives without their legs and their arms and stuff like that. Just because grown men with a lot of power decide they want to take their land and have convinced themselves in their depraved and sick minds that these kids are going to grow up to be terrorists. Terrorists that otherwise they provoked by doing this in the first place. I want to ask these Zionists, what's your take on why these people are so angry with you? Why do you think they are someone you tell yourself are going to be terrorists? They just raise themselves to hate Jews because what? Because they're jealous of you or something? Is that what you're telling each other? It's not because you've been terrorizing these people for 70 plus years. It's not that. It's just because they're evil and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that everything that you are. I know you are, but what am I? Every accusation is a confession. You don't think. You just apply the methods taught to you anytime you're given any retort to the nonsense that you engage in. That's why you're not growing as a people. That's exactly why you're not growing. If you want to know what it is, it's because every time somebody brings some logic to you, instead of debating that logic, you just apply whatever on page 39 of your Talmud. Gaslight them. Gaslight them to hell. Say I know you are, but what am I? turn the narrative inward and call yourself a victim in this situation. That's a problem. Y'all following the book a little too much, and you're not doing enough listening to people who are actually bringing retorts to you. You're following too much. That's what happens when you join a cult. And I've been using the word cult a lot lately because that's exactly what Zionist everything is. Every form of Zionism is a cult that goes above reproach, essentially, in the minds of those who engage in it. They don't really care about whether or not any of the stuff makes sense. They just want to be in lockstep with one another. That's all that is. They just want to fit in with one another. They can care less what it is they tell each other, so long as we all agree to it. That type of sheep mentality is counterproductive to a lot of things for our human race. A lot of things when people behave that way. Not only in this situation, but in so many others, where people just follow each other. Want so bad to be a part of something that they'll do whatever to do so. No. That's very, very counterproductive to our evolution. And it's going to have horrible reverberating consequences for the generations that come long after we're in the grave. And that's the part that I struggle with. And understanding that and seeing people continue to move in directions that are going to hurt them. If these people are going to grow up, all these children that do survive this, if they're going to grow up to be terrorists, it's only going to be because these people provoked them into that. Following whatever's on page 759. The gaslighting handbook of Satan. That's really what it is. We agree that everything we do is right, and then we agree that we're the best people, and we agree that nothing we do is wrong, and we trust everything in this book that didn't have any idea what was coming. No different than I could tell you how the best to move about tomorrow. But you can't make these people think. You can't force them to think. They've guilt tripped one another into not doing that. That's not how they operate. It ain't about no damn thinking. It ain't about no truth. It's just devilish confusion. And I'm telling you, man, it's gonna hurt them in the end. If they can't start to see the remnants of that reality forming as we speak, I don't know what to tell them. The whole world is angry at y'all. The whole world wants y'all to stop doing what you're doing. The whole world is on a mission to fact check everything you say, regardless of what comes out of your mouth, because we can't trust anything that comes out of your mouth, apparently. The more homework we do on one another, on y'all, the more we understand that you don't believe in truth. You don't actually want truth. You want to move the world in whatever direction you guys agree to. It's not about necessarily what is. It's about what you can make it. And if you can't make it that, then F all basically is how you operate. And I'm telling you, you're not in the world by yourself. You're not in the world by yourself, Zionists. You're not in the world by yourself, white supremacy. You better understand that. Just because you tell yourself you're powerful this, powerful that, does not mean at all that you're going to be able to back that up when it comes down to it. You may not be able to. And that's a real thing. But I'll tell you this. These kids that you're killing, they're real human beings. They're real human beings. Just because you tell yourselves that they're roaches and don't deserve to live and all this other stuff that you tell yourselves does not mean that people aren't mourning them all over the world. Just because you told yourself that you don't care about these people and you can give a crap about what happens to them and they live to support, to serve you, and if they don't serve you, then they're the worst people in the world. You gotta back that up. Y'all gonna have to really, really stand on that. The more the word spreads about what you're doing, you got to stand on that. Your propaganda is garbage. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying that propaganda at all. You can keep doing that, and people are just gonna continue to fact check it and debunk it right on the spot. You can spend all the money in the world on your propaganda. Nobody's buying it. And that's what it really comes down to. You could try everything in the world to justify genocide. Ain't nobody going for that. If you weren't raised to align with that, then chances are you looking at that and saying, man, that's the worst thing, man. It's the worst thing. These people don't deserve that. These are a bunch of kids over there, man. Just children. I guess, like I said already, I can see if this was a bunch of grown men they were doing this to, but when more than half the population is under the age of 20, come on, man, what are we talking about? More than half the population of the whole country is under the age of 20, and they bombing the hell out of them like they're actually going to do something back to them, like they're actually harming these people. It's a damn daycare center. And that's what I want people to understand, man. This ain't minor, bro. These are people who are in charge of a lot of things in your country. A lot of things are all over the world. They didn't control your government. They control a lot of what's going on in big business. All your favorite places to eat are owned by these people. And what's their intention? To harm people who don't have nothing at all. Children, mostly. This is something that we need to understand every single where. No matter where you at in the world, you need to know this. And if you align with this, then that's your business. But I tell you, man, you don't want to. You don't want to. Not in the long run. Not when you see what comes of this. You do not want to align with that. And I'm telling people all over, anybody who will listen, if you think it's wise to align with people who think it's wise to lie when everything that they say is being fact-checked in real time, you're as stupid as them. That's what I say. And if you're going to be a talking head for those people, you got to understand how humiliating you're ultimately going to find yourself in when people see you behave this way on their behalf. Zionism is a devilish intention meant to destroy the people who engage in it and the people that it comes in contact with. Anything it's pointed at is supposed to destroy. It is human cancer. That is something that we need to really, really believe. I don't care how many people they have rigging your government, how many people they have as influencers pushing their propaganda, whatever you call it. Do not think for 1 second that they're not in the crosshair of the enemy, because they most definitely are. The devil wants to destroy them. And is going to. And is in the proper position from which to hit them. And that's something that we really need to understand. There's just a lot of people out there who are standing on this, and they're going to fall just the same. You don't have to be a religious person or even somebody who really loves human beings that much to understand the facts there, when you see in the footage there, when you see it. At the very least, you're going to understand that these are not people that you can trust, nor are they people you should be following down any path, no matter how much they have right now. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's what my mother used to tell me. And as it pertains to this entity, it's massive. And it's about to be timber, guaranteed. I don't know how soon this is going to happen. I'm not certain. But what I can tell you is the world is turning on them fast. Fast. And their propaganda has holes all through it. So all you got to do is look at a little bit of what it is that's there, and you can see the lies. It ain't going to take long to see the lies. Trust me, they're there. And the best argument they have is that all these Palestinian people deserve to die because they want to survive. And it's the only way they could do it. And that's not a very good argument. That all these Palestinian babies need to be blown to bits. All these people need to be starved out and treated poorly. Not just killed, but demoralized, tortured, terrorized, treated viciously, cruelly. Because the Jews are the Jews, and they're chosen, and they're better than everybody. That's the best argument they got. Anything else is a lie. Anything else is an absolute lie. And believe me, that's all they tell any damn way. Or some gaslighting, psychobabble. Some ridiculous psychological warfare that they're going to wage on your mind. Try to get you to align with their nonsense. Believe me. All their plays are old. All their plays are overused. And if you see them once, you're going to see them again, because they don't never change the damn playbook. They don't respect themselves or anyone else enough to do so. They don't respect the world around them enough to actually do anything to make themselves credible. which is a fail switch that is meant to discredit them. And they are none the wiser. They don't even realize that's by design. Spiritual wickedness pointed at those who engage in it. I've been trying to teach this to people. On my channel, you're going to see a bunch of videos made about this topic. For those who follow me well enough, you know I talk about this a bunch of times a week. This is just one of many videos on the same damn topic. And I'm telling y'all, it's the most important thing in our country right now. It's not Donald Trump. It's not racism. No, it's Zionism and how it influences all of those things and more, with its most bottom line intention to destroy a country full of children and expand colonial white supremacy. That's literally it. Bdf 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.